what's up, guys? It is Brother Pyro with Desario for Wrestling Crossroads Land and Sea. Today we cover AAA's Worlds Collide.
I know the fifth Worlds Collide in WWE / AAA / NXT history that we have going on right here. Should be a good.
The second one this year?
Second one this year. The first one was back in June.
June with Money in the Bank following.
Yes.
This time we come to the fabulous Las Vegas.
Does it seem like WWE is just trying to be headquartered in Vegas nowadays with like Manias and now this event?
This one, right. No, you're not wrong, because Mania 42 is coming back to Vegas when it was originally supposed to be in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Mania 41 was also in Vegas. And now here we are with Worlds Collide.
TKO is really trying to put their stamp on there, especially with the UFC building the UFC training facility there as well.
They really are. However, let WWE do its thing. WWE was very much a successful company before this merger. We don't need y'all to TKO UFC this thing.
Yeah, very true.
Let us have what we have. Why don't you start us off, though?
All right. Well, getting out to what I think is going to be probably starting the show here, we've got an 8-man tag match with Parka, Octagon Jr., the Laredo Kid, and Mascarita, Sagrada versus the LWOs, Cruz del Toro and Joaquin, Wilde, Lince, Dorado, and Mini Abismo, Negro. Now, this is going to be a fun match because you got the two mini wrestlers that are going to be there, and you know you're going to get some good high spots, especially with it being a AAA, hopefully the AAA style that they include the mini wrestlers in. I think it's going to be a wild affair, and Lince Dorado at the last Worlds Collide showed that he could still go and still put on a hell of a showing.
He was... My thing is, Lince Dorado never really, even after his release, really didn't step away from the world of wrestling. He was able to still go out and expand. So, he never really lost it, per se, or, never really had the moment to create ring rust, which is really good for him. He kept himself active and in the wrestling business.
Yes.
In the wrestling world. I am looking forward to a lot of what is about to happen here, because our little minis. I wish Microman was involved.
That would have just been perfect to have Microman involved. Or even, once again, maybe we try to recreate what we saw at Triple Mania. Microman on one side, maybe Omos on the other side. The moment time stood still.
Everybody wants to say it was Hogan and Andre. No.
Nope.
It was Microman and Omos.
Pretty much. Exactly. So, fun match. And also, Parka's going to have some nice little interactions with the minis in there as well. He always does.
Dude, Parka is a true legend in his craft. He is one of the most respectable guys to come out of here. He always understands the assignment when he's in that ring. And this match is going to be no different. I'm just loving that, even though it's some WWE talent and the LWO guys, they're finally getting a chance to do something and not just sitting behind and catering.
Yes.
Plus, the absolute all-star lineup that is this match. Parka, Laredo Kid, the talent is off the walls, and the degrees of experience have such a wide range.
Very much so. And, also let's not, discount, because we know we don't, Octagon Jr.'s involvement in it as well. It is, like you said, an all-star AAA cast for this match.
For this match alone, let's not forget the rest of how stacked the rest of this card really
absolutely. Is. And if this one does lead it off, there's no better way to lead off the card
you set the bar pretty high, and it's gonna be rough to top that.
Very much. Going into the predictions, you have myself and Twisted going with the LWO guys, whereas Flash and you are going Team Parka. Care to go for some reasoning on that?
It was just, didn't understand how we really got to this 8-man tag. It was, we're going to I figured it was just one of those, we're going to throw something out here to for the crowd, for crowd entertainment more than story purposes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I don't think you have a right or wrong in who wins. But for me, I'm never gonna bet against La Parka. Like, he's one of those guys that, like, I don't care who he's across the ring with. Even if I know in my heart it's not gonna be him, he's one of those guys that I can't. We all have that one person, because Twisted has done it, where she's, like, AJ Lee's return. Any match she's in, no, she's never going to go against AJ Lee.
Of course.
You've done it with The Miz.
Yes.
You don't go against The Miz.
I don't go against The Miz.
You've never bet against The Miz. You've never predicted against The Miz.
No. And I'm right.
In the entire time you've been with the Wrestling Crossroads fan.
And I have been right more than I've been wrong with The Miz.
You're about 50-50.
Which is what about his wrestling record.
Cesario! Chill!
Anyways, going with the LWO guys, I just think it's going to be... I went with them at the last AAA event for Worlds Collide. It didn't work out very well for me, but I'm hoping for, redemption on my space. That's the only reason why I went with them.
I feel like that's a fair argument. Alright, going into our next match on the card, we have the AAA World Tag Team titles. The New Day challenge your newly crowned champions as of Triple Mania, Psycho Clown and Pagano.
What a match that was with them against the Garzas at the Triple Mania.
Oh my god.
That was an amazing match.
Look, I think this is one of those, the New Day is really trying to refine their footing and refine their identity.
Yes.
After losing the World Tag titles to Judgment Day not long ago, earlier this year.
Yeah, earlier this year, and they've been in mourning ever since.
Dude, alright, so I was at Raw. The fact that they really started introducing themselves as Morning Grayson, Morning Kofi, and Morning Xavier. That's where we got.
Yes. They're still in mourning.
They had a whole funeral service for their tag title reign, which I found wildly entertaining. But this is one of those, we got to reestablish who we are as a team and show that we can still do this, that we're still relevant.
Yes.
What bigger test of your team than going up against such an established and decorated team that is Psycho Circus, or at least two members of the Psycho Circus in Psycho Clown and Pagano, because these guys ain't no pushovers.
No, they're not any pushovers. And if you want to get your, confidence back, what better way than to try to take down the AAA Tag Team Champions at this point?
Going into enemy territory, quote
unquote.
To try to wrestle away these titles is going to be easier said than it is done.
Yes, and this is going to be a high-flying match. Unfortunately, we do not have the street fight rules as we did last time going attached to that. Otherwise, this would be even more amazing. But just the aerial artistry that's going to come out of this match is going to be a beautiful thing to watch.
But all right, going into our predictions, it is a unanimous decision. Everybody on the same page. Doesn't happen too often with Wrestling Crossroads and now with Land and Sea. Everybody has gone the Psycho Circus to keep their newly won titles, because I know, personally speaking, I don't think you take it off of them after that just winning, especially not to outsiders. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be some which way or form that Kofi and Xavier are going to screw themselves out of this match anyway.
Well, it might not be Kofi and Xavier screwing themselves, because remember, they also have Grayson, who's playing tag-along right now. Grayson could easily screw him up, unintentionally.
Unintentionally.
But
something's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I agree with you that I don't think they're going to take the titles off of Psycho Circus this early. Only also because the titles would then be hot potato, because you had Los Garza, who won them a little bit earlier in the year. Then they dropped them shortly thereafter to Psycho Circus. Then you have Psycho Circus drop them to New Day. No, I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll see what the match brings. It's going to be nice and exciting. Moving on to our next match, we have a mixed tag team battle with Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez representing the Judgment Day against Mr. Iguana.
Iguana?
And at least we have Lola Vice there. So, I mean...
Wow! Tell me how you really feel, dude.
It has already been well documented. I am not on the Iguana train.
Come on!
No. Screw that man and his puppet. Finn Balor's puppet, Diminito, is a lot better than, Yasuka. So,
Yasuka?
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. The thing needs to be, taken away, de-stuffed, whatever. Get rid of the dang thing. But this match did kind of come about a little bit more recently, too, because Mr. Iguana's been having his problems with the Judgment Day. It's been going back to Triple Mania, then the Raw afterwards. They've been kind of targeting him, and so this tag team match has been kind of brewing. Lola got inserted into this match because at one of the last AAA shows, Mr. Iguana and his tag team partner got into it a little bit, and so she's like, hey, if you need somebody, I'm there for you. And Iguana's like, all right, word, let's do this. And so that's how we got this. Now, it is a mixed tag team match, not an intergender match. So you are not going to see the guys and the girls mixing it up one-on-one inside the ring for rules. And I'm not liking this direction that WWE is taking with AAA and taking that part away from AAA. I mean, they really need to sit there and... If you ever want to sit there and establish AAA with its own identity under your umbrella, you let them still do some of the things that brought them to the dance. And intergender wrestling was one of the things that brought them to the dance. Don't you agree?
Oh, I mean, they're still letting TNA do it.
Yeah. TNA's still rocking it, and it's some of the higher rated segments that they have on TNA.
Plus, again, I would love to see Lola Vice punch Finn Balor in the face. I'm just saying, you can't tell me her in there with Finn Balor wouldn't be entertaining as she's just beating the holy hell out of him.
That's true. I would like to say, although it would be a lot better if it was maybe JD McDonagh and Roxanne and having Lola bust, that big old dome of JD.
I was going to say, it's not like McDonagh would be an easy miss.
No. You're right on target with that big old forehead, which, with all the advertisement that they've been putting in the rings lately, they could easily rent that out for something.
Dude. Oh my god.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Done with you.
Oh, since it's AAA, they can put Bardol on there for the Bardol Toro.
Dude.
That's what I'm here for.
Keep going.
Anyways, going into our predictions here. It is 3-on-1. 3 predictions for the Judgment Day. 1 prediction for Iguana and Vice. I'm not the only one. I'm not the one this time. Flash is going with Iguana and Lola Vice, whereas the rest of us are going Judgment Day.
So I'm trying to compose myself. I
gotcha.
I need you. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is not okay. Alright. No, I think Flash really only chose Iguana and Vice. Not for the sake of familiarity, but he is a damn sucker for Mr. Iguana.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, don't get me wrong. I wanted to go with Lola.
I hate you.
Man, the rest of the episode is you just going to be chuckling at that big old dome.
It's like the dude that you could really put a sponsorship on his forehead.
My goal is usually to get him to at least laugh at least once or twice during these things, and I definitely succeeded this time around, ladies and gentlemen.
You are the equivalent to our trip for us, I swear to God. You and Flash love to alternate comedic relief.
Yes. But yeah, this match I don't think is going to be too much to write home about, and I don't see Mr. Iguana getting his shine back just yet.
Oh my god, no. I think there will be a bigger payoff. Plus, I feel like his original partner is going to somehow find a way to interfere, take out Lola. Judgment Day always has, Raquel and Dom and JD McBobblehead all in the back. They're going to more than likely interfere.
So, speaking
of JD McBobblehead and a lot of them, AAA Latin American Championship Fatal 4-Way. El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. defends against Dragon Lee, Ethan Page, and J.D. McDonagh I think this match, in a match that neither you nor I understand how we really got here.
No, not at all.
I think they just took 4 really strong representatives from each brand, per se, to be like, hey, we need a really good match. We need a good multi-man match. Ethan Page doing great work as, this North American, Canadian champion. God,
he's killing it.
Dude, he's killing it. Great representation right there. Dragon Lee can't put on a bad match, really. It's gonna be phenomenal. Look at what he did in the 4-way for the AAA World Title back at Triple Mania.
Yeah.
It was great.
Oh, it was a hell of a match.
He put on a spectacle, and I don't think it was a bad decision to insert him here. McDonagh has proven he can also ride with the best of them. He's, again, and under the fact that he has trained with Balor, he has a lot of versatility under his belt. Again, we make the jokes about his big old head, but I'll be damned if he's not actually an exceptional talent.
Oh no, the Irish Ace is definitely one that can go. I mean, you're never going to take the talent away from him, and he's also shown that he can take anything that's thrown at him. Remember when he ruptured those ribs not too long ago?
They wanted to speed up the match, and he said, "No, I want to finish the match as planned."
Exactly. So
respect to who he is as a talent, to what he can do. I think this is your best way to showcase him. You haven't really seen him much outside of tag team action. I think this is the best way to really give him some shine, regardless if he wins or not. You're going to remember this match. You're going to remember JD's performance. Because, again, just like Dragon Lee, he's not one to really put on a bad performance.
No, he's not.
Wagner, obviously, wanting to retain his newly won title, really based on pride and family legacy, because that's what he went into at Triple Mania. 4 great athletes, one goal in mind. Let's see how this really plays out. Going into the predictions right away, I went Wagner. We're a little all over the place, actually. It surprises me nobody picked Dragon Lee.
It does surprise me a little bit on that, too.
You and I picked Wagner. Twisted went McDonagh. And Flash said Ethan Page will become double champion by the end of the night.
Which I wanted to go with Ethan Page.
I did too. I really did. But the smart money is on Wagner. Too much pride. Too much to lose. He's not gonna go down not without a fight.
No, he's not going to go down without a fight. And with this being the first really true test that Wagner has gotten.
I was going to say, I think this is going to be a really solid first test. A real big first test. Because you got, again, probably 4 of the best competitors that WWE has to offer right now.
And Ethan Page, even in his last 4-way that he showed when he was in Worlds Collide for the North American title, he's shown he can actually get up there and fly with the best of them and pull out some nice little high spots to go along there. So, I mean, it's going to be a solid match, a solid thing, especially in the middle of the card to really keep that crowd energy up.
Oh, yeah. I think this is how because obviously we don't know how the rest of the card is really going to play out. And depending on where this falls, I think this is one of those good ones to bring the energy back up. But I feel like there's a few matches in here that may not necessarily be like super big, super high energy, so the crowd will like kind of be able to mellow out a little bit, be able to breathe, and then there's a way to reel them right back into the excitement.
I agree, because one of the matches, even though I think it's going to be very hard-hitting, is the one that we're going to be leading into the next one that we're talking about, which is going to be for the number one contenderships for the Reina de Reinas championship. You are going to have Natalya, or as she came out on NXT, Natty, the low-key legend, taking on Faby Apache. And so this feud has been going on for a little while. At Triple Mania, these two were in the world title match. Both of them were going after each other and, kind of inadvertently cost each other the match. And so we need to sit there and have a decision on who is actually the number one contender for the women's title. They have shown they have some good chemistry in the ring, and I'm excited to see what they're going to bring out this time around. So, moving into the predictions that we have here, again, we have 3 people on one side, 1 person on another.
And you're not the odd man out again, are you?
This is becoming a little scary for me because I pride myself on being on an island on my own. The island of relevancy. Not irrelevancy, relevancy. But no, this time...
Okay, Paul Heyman.
But this time, it's Flash again.
See, I'm noticing something here. This is really dependent on the show. I've noticed in the last couple shows that we have done for our very first couple episodes of Land and Sea, and a few on Wrestling Crossroads OG, yes. You really haven't been the standout lately.
No, I haven't. It's been a little weird, but something I'm kind of getting used to.
There's usually somebody accompanying you.
Yeah, my thought process is invading people.
That's not a good thing.
That is a great and glorious thing.
No, that is a very scary thing, Desario.
Anyways, Byro, so Flash being on the island above himself, he is going with Faby Apache, whereas the rest of us are going with the low-key legend, Natalya.
I think Natty deserves the shine just a little more. This isn't the first time Faby's gone after this title. This isn't the first time Faby has attempted to become or keep herself relevant, per se. Natty, obviously, we've seen her throughout her career and struggle to really uphold a standard or, a sense of, I'm top dog, again, a relevancy in her own right. I think she needs this just a little more than Faby.
Yes, I would agree with that, especially since he's not being utilized that much in WWE TV right now. And
Faby's at a point in her career where whether she wins or loses, it's not really going to hurt her career.
No, she's a former AAA Reina de Reinas champion already.
She's established. She's very highly decorated. She's not missing much. No. If she doesn't win this match, again, I think Natty, especially with this new character, this new gimmick, this real raw, aggressive side of her, I think you give her something because she has worked her ass off. She has been working way too hard for way too long to not represent herself and her company in a higher spotlight than she has.
That's true. Now, something I was actually listening to on Busted Open After Dark after NXT recently was Bully Ray did bring up a very, very solid point, which was, Natty on one of the interviews for Busted Open said that, the timing wasn't right to bring the Natty character to WWE TV. But she brought it to NXT recently. Was that the right spot to bring out Natty?
Yes.
Defend.
I'm going to defend. We've said it. Where are you going to plug it in when it comes to the main roster? Let's look at that main roster, especially on Raw, and the characters and the gimmicks that you have and the talent that you have. Stephanie Vakir, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, former champion, only due to vacancy, because she's pregnant. Naomi. You have such a stacked, solid roster. Nikki Bella, Becky Lynch, AJ Lee just made her. You're not in a position where you're going to be able to make proper use on a Raw or a SmackDown of the Natty gimmick. If you're going to plug her in, you need to plug her in somewhere she's not going to get lost in the shuffle. NXT is where she's not going to get lost in that shuffle. Like, no disrespect to the NXT women's division, because you have, Fatal Influence, Judgement, JC, Fallon, you have Jordan, you have Blake Monroe.
You have Soul.
You have Soul and Zarya.
Parker.
Jada Parker. But, what are they really doing with that women's division compared to the Raw, compared to a SmackDown?
It's been kind of treading a little bit of water ever since Julia and Stephanie got called up.
Exactly. That's my point. You need something fresh with the NXT women. And I get it, the partnership with TNA is kind of helping. The now acquisition of AAA might sort of be helping, but this is the first time we've really seen anything AAA on NXT.
Yeah, that was a little surprising to see, and I was all for it. I was pretty happy to see it.
So I think this is how you kind of give it that little bit of that layer of extra flavor.
I agree. I could not agree
Plus,
more.
again, like I said, going in, defending why I picked Natalia. She needs some sort of relevancy. She's going to be relevant as Natty on NXT, younger talent, mentor role that has been here forever, that can really help a lot of these girls, no matter if she's Natalia or Natty. Look at what she's doing with Maxine on Raw.
Yeah, and Maxine is getting better.
She's getting featured a bit more.
Getting that confidence for her.
Exactly. All right, it is main event time. El Hijo del Vikingo defends his Mega Championship against Judgment Day's Dirty Dominick Mysterio. This comes after Triple Mania. Dom came out like, I'm not done chasing that. He had a valid point, because he's been saying it all up and down to anybody that'll listen. If Styles doesn't show up at Triple Mania, Dom's your new Mega Champion, and you know what? It's hard to disagree with that fact.
No, you can't disagree with that.
He had Vikingo dead to rights. He had that match won. Styles doesn't get involved. I firmly agree. Dominick Mysterio is your AAA Mega Champion.
And there'd be a lot of AAA fans that would have left very happy that day.
Yes, 100%. Everybody was rooting for him. He put on a great show. You've seen the work that he's done to build himself as a character and a talent. And honestly, something about two-belt Dom, as he holds that WWE Intercontinental Championship, really sits right with me.
Yeah.
Going into our predictions right away, and then we can continue to break this down.
Of course.
Desario, you're going to be the one man alone. I know what I have written down. You're going to be the one man alone.
Yes! I get my island back.
Dominick Mysterio, I think, wins this match. I want it to be him. I think it should be him. I'm going to go with Flash and Twisted. The Dirty Dominick Mysterio train rolls on. Dom two belts. I'm going to let you defend why you picked Vikingo.
So, what is one thing I've always said, especially when Roman Reigns was champion? In order to draw the most money, you need to have that heel champion. And even though Vikingo is not necessarily a heel champion, he's starting to show some tendencies with it. The Mexican crowd is really, really turned against him, but the American crowd does kind of love him. And so, if you're going to be mainly based in Mexico, trying to draw the most money, you keep that heel champion going on, and you keep the chase going a little bit longer. I mean, Dom, can I see him winning this title? Eventually, yes, I can definitely see him winning it. But I don't see it tonight.
See, and here's my thing. Not only is all of Judgment Day in the building, so you have that backup. Something that we alluded to on Raw, something that's been kind of teased here and there over the last few weeks, over the last few months, really.
Yes, they've been talking quite a bit backstage.
With Dom and his kind of loose alliance with El Grande Americano.
Yes.
The large coffee, as Twisted would put it. I had one of those the other day, by the way.
Oh, very nice.
But that alliance, you know Americano's gonna get involved.
Yes, Americano will get.
You know, I have a feeling Judgment Day is going to get involved. Who does Vikingo really have to watch his back?
He's got nobody.
And that could be the deciding factor. We saw at SummerSlam, Dom is gonna do whatever it takes to win. His giant love letter tribute to Eddie Guerrero in that match with Styles showed he was going to do what it took to win.
Very true.
Very much did the same thing to retain against Styles on Raw. He's got not only does he have the backup, I think it's his time, especially if you really want, like you said, you want the heel champion. I think Dom would make that perfect heel champion. Because he's not doing it for the people of Mexico. He's doing it for his own selfish pride. His own selfish greed. He doesn't care.
No, he doesn't.
And he's going to come... And if he wins this title, he's going to come out on a AAA show and be like, I don't know why y'all are cheering me. I don't care what any of y'all think. I told y'all I can do it, though. And then he's going to leave. And his father did put this into the universe. There's only one reason he'd get back in the ring with his son. And that's him winning this AAA Mega Championship.
The one title he never won in Mexico.
Exactly. So I would love to see the road lead to that.
Okay. But I just actually had a little bit of a revelation.
And I think if Vikingo drops the title today, I think that full-fledged turns him. He's not going to know what to do with himself not being champion. He already knows the crowd doesn't like him. The locker room's going to be on his ass for losing the title to what would be considered an outsider, to a guy from a different company. The Mexican fans aren't going to appreciate that either. Like, he's going to have so much heat coming his way because he dropped that title. He's not going to be himself. It's going to lead to that switch being flipped.
Okay. And like I said, I just thought of something, a little bit of a revelation, something that we kind of talked about before the show is maybe Vikingo does have some backup. Penta is going to be in the building for a very special announcement, and you know his history with Dom in the Judgment Day already.
That's less gonna be a I'm watching your back because I like you or I care about you, and more
the enemy of my enemy is
my friend right now.
Yeah.
You might see the LWO guys get involved because they are also in the building, but we're unsure.
Yeah.
Might even see, like we talked about, we might see Ray get involved.
Who knows? I mean, it's going to be very unpredictable how everything goes out on this whole thing.
I think the one thing I like about AAA, it's not as predictable as the rest of the shows that are covered on the OG podcast.
No. It's very high paced, and also with the AAA shows, even though sometimes you don't know how some of the matches got there, it's very easy to understand. It's very simple to follow, and anybody can jump into it and go, this is a product worth watching.
Oh, it's always going to be a product worth watching. Again, especially if you're not familiar with the show itself, because it's something new, it's something refreshing, it's something exciting. Something new to stimulate the mind.
Something different, because what we're getting from WWE, AEW lately,
and TNA,
we need something a little.
We need something a little more outside the box than we've been getting.
Yeah,
and AAA, I think, is that good refresher.
Yeah, definitely a good palate cleanser to kind of get back into everything.
AAA, CMLL, Stardom. Like, those are all really good wrestling promotions to add variety if you are a wrestling fan. Now, if you believe in tribalism, you do you. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna, fault you one way or another, but I will always encourage my wrestling fans to expand their variety, expand their horizons, try something new. And if you agree that, you don't like it, then you don't like it, but at least you say you tried it out first.
Yep. And speaking of which, I'm going to give a shout out to another wrestling promotion. Maple Leaf Pro is going to be putting out another show soon, and they're definitely going to, I think they're going to be doing a free show on Fight TV.
Ooh. I'm going to have to look into that one.
Yeah.
But all right, that concludes Worlds Collide. We hope you guys enjoy the show. It will start promptly after Friday Night SmackDown. So it'll be free on WWE's YouTube page. So please make sure you tap in as soon as SmackDown goes off the air. Enjoy the show, guys. For myself and Desario, we will see you later.
Adios.